Hello everyone, welcome back to GovZ Travels. Today we are bringing you an interesting story from Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam. Recently, we made the big move from Dubai to Houston, Texas. To get there, we had to make a long journey from Bangalore to Houston as we flew from India. We planned to fly with KLM from Bangalore to Houston via Amsterdam with a total flying time of 21 hours. At first, we were relieved that we only had an hour of transit time at Amsterdam airport, but surprisingly, things didn't go as planned when we arrived at Schiphol. We boarded the 2 a.m. flight from Bangalore to Amsterdam Schiphol airport. Although the flight was delayed by 30 minutes at Bangalore, it turned out to be a very pleasant and smooth ride. We had all three seats together with our daughter taking the window seat. The snacks were great and honestly, it was just a relaxing 10.5 hour flight. We thought the delay would be made up during the long journey to Amsterdam and we would land on time. Unfortunately, Amsterdam was experiencing thunderstorms that morning and our landing was delayed by another 30 minutes. Suddenly, we had only 30 minutes to catch our onward flight to Houston. It felt like we were racing against the clock. As soon as we stepped off the plane, we followed the signs to our next gate, only to find a long line at security. We could feel the seconds ticking by and our anxiety started to build. We rushed through the transit area with other passengers who were also catching onward flights, but the security line was still long. We kept asking the airport staff for help, explaining that we had very little time to catch our next flight to Houston, but unfortunately, no one seemed to be able to assist us. After clearing security, we sprinted to the boarding gate with just 10 minutes left before the flight was set to leave. Despite our best efforts, we missed our onward flight to Houston because the gate was already closed. We asked the staff at the boarding gate for help, but nothing could be done. We were directed to the KLM counter to rebook the next available flight to Houston following airport procedures. At the counter, we managed to get a Delta Airlines flight to Houston via Detroit with a 6-hour layover at Schiphol. Since KLM and Delta have a code-sharing agreement, we were booked on the new flight. We were now supposed to land at George Bush Airport in Houston at 10:30 p.m. instead of our original 1:30 p.m. landing time, meaning a 9-hour delay. The experience was frustrating, but it gave us few extra hours to rest before reaching our final destination. It was unfortunate that things were so chaotic at Amsterdam airport. The staff didn't seem equipped to handle transit passengers with tight connections. It was sad to see ourselves and so many other passengers who missed their flights despite paying so much for their tickets. We had noticed the short layover time when we booked the flight, but we were confident we would make the connection since both flights were with KLM and Schiphol is the airline's hub, but clearly we were wrong. To make the situation a bit better, we received some free food vouchers from the KLM counter. We found a resting area and took some time to relax as we were already feeling tired. Schiphol airport was as bustling as ever. It's a huge modern airport full of energy. With the extra time, we explored a bit, grabbed some drinks, checked out the shops and joked about how we would soon be in Houston, or so we thought. Schiphol Airport is the main international gateway to Amsterdam and one of the busiest airports in Europe. Located just 9 kilometers southwest of the city center, it serves as a key hub for both domestic and international flights. Schiphol handles over 70 million passengers annually, making it one of Europe's top airports. The airport has 6 runways, which can handle a high volume of air traffic efficiently. Schiphol is home to a wide range of duty-free shops, luxury brands and retail stores, plus a large airport plaza with shops, restaurants and other services. There are numerous cafes, bars and restaurants offering Dutch cuisine, international dishes and fast food. There are also several airline lounges including the KLM Crown Lounge, which is accessible to business class passengers, frequent flyers, and those who purchase access. For those with long layovers, there are several hotels located within or very close to the airport. Schiphol also has an impressive art collection, often hosting temporary exhibitions in its public areas, which adds a cultural touch for travelers. All in all, despite a frustrating experience, Schiphol is an efficient modern airport with a great range of services, making it a pleasant place to travel though. But wait, our journey didn't end there. After 6 hour layover at Schiphol, we headed to the check-in counters at 12 pm local time for our 3 pm Delta Airlines flight to Detroit. The flight was on time and we slept most of the way. We landed in Detroit at 6:30 pm, ready to catch our final flight to Houston. Once again, we were in a rush. Only with 1.5 hours to catch our next flight, we had to hurry through security and immigration and customs. We ran into some delays but eventually made it to the check-in counter 15 minutes before departure, only to find out that the flight was delayed. Our final flight from Detroit to Houston, originally scheduled to depart at 8:20 pm, didn't take off until 11:45 pm due to several frustrating delays. We finally landed in Houston at 1:30 am the next morning, bringing our epic 32-hour journey to a close. Guys, travel delays are just part of the game, but here's what we learned from the whole ordeal. Always leave extra time for connections and pack a lot of patience. And hey, sometimes the unexpected turns into a great story. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for sticking with us through this travel chaos. Hopefully, you enjoyed hearing how we eventually made it from Bangalore to Houston. It was one of those travel days that tests your patience but also gives you a few good stories to share. If you have ever had a travel experience like this, we would love to hear about it in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more travel stories and tips. See you in the next video, and until then, safe travels.